Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for part 3 of our look at the Wei Jiang oversized KO of the Toyworld third-party Transformers Throttlebots. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but today we're going to focus on the other leg of the combiner because in this iteration they combine, and it's going to be none other than this guy. It is Searchlight, or their take on Searchlight anyway, and he's going to be our focus in all of his newly found SUV goodness in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and that's right, please hit that notification bell because it lets you know when all kinds of content goes up here on the channel. You know, whenever we're having any fun here. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors, and and have a look for me everywhere across social media. And this is, I guess, Wei Jiang's KO of Toyworld's take on Searchlight, and it's definitely a very highly stylized alt mode. The quiet and withdrawn Searchlight is very unassuming with this new SUV mode, but I kind of dig it, to be honest with you. He was always a car like the rest of them, but kind of differentiating the alt modes for the 6 team members, I think was a stroke of genius. Yes, one could argue and say, like, that's not really a good version of Searchlight, but when you get him in robot mode, I think it's a pretty great version of Searchlight, and he makes an excellent leg to boot. Yes, it might be stylized, but I think it absolutely works for the character. But you know what? I'll let you guys be the judge of it. Let's head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And so here we start off with the very mild-mannered, meek, and even reclusive at times Searchlight. Yeah, okay, so he has definitely a stylized alt mode here, but it rolls great, it looks great, it functions great. His blaster is supposed to go in underneath right here, but it doesn't really like to stay. In terms of getting to his limb mode, it's super simple. We come to the front here, and we should be able to just pick off, if I'm able to do it now. Because of course it doesn't want to do it now, make life easy on me. But we should be able to... Why is this? Ooh. Started to take stuff apart there. Put his toes back together. Should be like this. Simple as that. Simple as that. Easy for me to say. Really all you're supposed to have to do is pick off the front here and then put it up like a toe. We'll have a foot piece that will slot in behind here and a knee piece that will slot in up here and on the 2 sides over here basically. But this is his limb mode. I'm just going to kind of back things up slightly so we can see it a little bit easier and sort of readjust here before we go on. Now, we kind of have his lower body kind of sort of done here. Kind of, sort of. The instructions are okay. We're going to get to the instructions first before we do this and look at his accessories as well. So he comes with these weird Justice and Liberty instructions. This one is blue, but whatever. Again, it looks like it has like a Fantastic Four symbol. I don't know. I don't understand where half of this comes from. There's nothing on the other side. These are very simple instructions. There is nothing here that indicates that it's Wei Jiang, but on wide load, there was an indication, so that's what I've kind of been going with for this whole set. If I'm wrong, somebody can let me know, but that's my understanding. Of course, this isn't the like official Toyworld version. Naturally, he also comes with this very nice looking knight's sword. I don't know, it's a little bit bent, but like it's fine sword. He also comes with, and he comes with this beautifully sculpted and painted blaster that has a piece down here that's supposed to flip out. I can't for the life of me flip it out, so guess what? I'm not gonna do that. Okay, and with Searchlight here, we basically come and, again, the challenge is knowing where to begin to sort of split this guy. Like you can split the toes there, split the legs. There you go. It's all starting to kind of come apart here now a bit. Still not the easiest though. And we had this sort of issue with roll bar where like everything is tabbed together so well that it's almost challenging to know how to split things there. We got all that lifted off, we've got that lifted out, great. Now we should be able to extend the legs if you weren't already able to do so. Or not, because this is still in there. This one is still tabbed in here as well. Okay, and there. Wow! Again, that looks hard, but it's not. It's just a matter of getting things apart. It's actually not that hard. I made it look significantly harder than it actually is. So there's one leg down and his toes up. And really this piece here now is supposed to be able to work itself out, though on the KO it's a little frightening to do it. It works itself out and then this rotates down around the side. Same over here. Gotta get this leg extended. That means getting that apart. Once that's apart, we can extend the leg, bring the toe up over, and again, this has to come out, and I find you just have to wiggle it out on the side as best you can until you have the clearance to rotate it down. I'll do that instead of you guys watching me wiggle out a piece of plastic. Okay, so once we've got them wiggled out enough, then we can put that tire in behind, rotate this down, and close that piece in behind. We do the same over here. We push the tire in behind as like the heel. Then this can rotate down freely and go in behind like that. I suppose you could collapse them again, but on the KO, I don't like to do that. I just leave them out because it's... pushing that slider doesn't feel great. Let me put it that way. On the KO, the slider doesn't feel great. It's toleranced maybe a little too tightly, just a little bit. But this is what we've got. Whew, thankfully. Now, that being said, we can, I guess now, sort of pick this up straight. The tires here on the side, they can kind of come around the back. Again, they're on these hinges back here, and they're not the most fun to sort of flip back. Like the whole thing sort of flips back really, hey? Oh, I need to try to get this. There we go. And now this one here, we'll do the same thing. We will begin to flip it back, and then this should unpeg from the arm. There we go. And now we can get both of these around. And once we get both of these around, we can rotate them. And should be able to rotate them and then bring this whole piece up over. My mistake. We bring this down and then this rotates up over it. There we go. That's what I was trying to get done. So you bring back the entire, this is the entire back of the vehicle, and then you flip these pieces back and they rotate up over the back bumper. Wow. And there's a little tab right here, and actually two little tabs, and they will slap together to hold this in position. There we go. There we go. Then this piece here can fold around and fold down over. Very nice and clean. I love that. The arms here are very similar to what we had with roll bar, except with roll bar you had to get the hands out from behind the front of the roof and the windshield. Here you don't need to do that. You just need to bring up the shoulder hinge from the side there. Oh, this one popped off, but it's only a ball joint, so it's not a big deal. There, straighten out the arm and rotate it And we'll do the same on the other side where we pick up the shoulder, straighten out the arm, and we'll rotate it around. We'll have that piece there on the side. And then we will pick up the head and we bring up the chest piece. And the chest piece, the way it is it collapses up like that. Like there's a double armature here. So this goes in and then this comes down over it. And is that how it goes? Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. And then this rotates around and it comes up and fits in right there. Whew, we went a bit of a long way to get there because of a couple of the tolerance issues, but honestly, it's a pretty fantastic transformation overall. In the end, boom, here we have him in his robot mode. In terms of his accessories, he can take a blaster in that hand, and he can take, say, a sword in that hand, and he looks just dandy. And now the quiet recluse, known as Searchlight, is looking pretty dandy. There's a definite mix of white and blue, as there should be, but how accurate is it to the character itself? Well, we didn't really see a whole lot of Searchlight like on the program, so it's a little bit difficult to show. I would say that this is more stylized. If you didn't know that it's supposed to be Searchlight because he's white, you might not pick it up. I'm going to say that for his accuracy, his face should be gold. The top of his head being blue is fine. This behind his head is fine. The rest of his body really should be white, so at least the thighs and hips should be white, but that might look kind of boring. So I'm going to say that for accuracy, he's only about a 6. But in terms of transformation, though there were a couple of areas there I sort of forgot the like sequence of events to, the transformation is actually quite good. I'm going to say it's a 9. I might not have made it look like a 9, but it certainly is a 9. That backpack there actually compresses quite nicely when you remember the steps to do it. I knew that the arms had to come unpegged. The pegs again are kind of tight, but they feel robust. The materials feel good here. So we had like a 6 for accuracy, a 9. Overall, it's about a 7.5. What about the articulation for the guy? We have a head that can go left and right, quite nice. It looks up, it can look down. We have taken his sword out of his hand and his blaster here out of his hand. We have shoulders that can go all the way out. They can rotate all the way around. We have a bicep swivel. We have an elbow to 90 degrees. Wrist swivel. We have a waist. We have legs that go back and forward, out to the side all the way. Nice thigh swivel. We have 90 degree at the knee. We even have toe tilt on this guy. He is, again, quite solid when you stand him up. I'm going to say articulation for him. Maybe you would want articulated fingers. It's not something we usually see on something of this size. And by the way, here he is next to Siege Optimus Prime, so he's basically the size of a modern day Voyager. I'm going to say, even though the new Optimus for Earthrise does have articulated fingers, I'm going to say his articulation is a solid 9.5. He was a 7.5, 9.5. Overall, this is 8.5. It's not quite as good as Rollerbar, but it's almost there, and he does make a solid, fantastic leg for combined mode. I really dig the guy. He's one of the stronger ones in the set, in my opinion. On the KO, and I assume that on the official it's not quite like this, but on the KO, it'd be nice if the tolerance was a bit better on these leg panels. That's about it. Otherwise, this is a fantastic figure, top to bottom. And here we are once again, and here is Searchlight once again, and like, I dig him, man. I am down for Searchlight. I said before that I thought Rollerbar was probably the strongest of all 6 team members, but this guy is a close second. Pretty much very similar sort of engineering, so if you know Rollerbar, you kind of know this guy, sort of. It's not exactly the same, but very familiar. And I like that because to look at the two vehicle modes, you never say that they are any way, shape, or form kind of familiar. They look very unique, but there are certain similarities that help you to figure this guy out, and I like that. In terms of his articulation, it's great. In terms of his look, if you know the character of Searchlight, like, it's a pretty great Searchlight. Like, I absolutely dig this for the Throttlebots. Now, we're halfway through our combined mode, and so far we have 2 legs and a torso. Of course, I like the way, you know, I wondered how are we going to kind of do this as a leg, and I like that we have like a connector piece here. We'll see all of that later, and I even like that we have like a specific foot that connects on down bottom. We'll see that later, but as a like a leg, it's solid. It's not going anywhere. It's not coming apart, which is good because he and Rollbar both need to be able to support the weight of the full combiner. I think it was very wise to use these alt modes and to use these methods of transformation to give solid vehicles, solid robots, and solid combined mode legs. Anyway, let me know what you think about our take here on Searchlight. As always, again, I'm going to say please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so very much. Don't forget that if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, there is a donate link down in the description. Also, don't forget, most importantly, that somehow, some way, each and every day you do make a difference. And, of course, as always, I thank you for giving me some of your valuable time, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, man, the way we usually get together right here inside the videos.